Hello, everyone. Today I want to show you one new little thing that the team here at Planisy has developed. It is this little uh, digital object here called the adjuster. And as you will see, it's a quite terrific little thing, very handy, very useful. So first of all, let me put it on a time board. On this time board, there's a number of allocations which I've done on a number of different construction sites. As soon as I put that on the time board, as you can see, some of the functions become active. Let's do a first simple action. So we have selected this allocation, and with this little button here, we're going to be able to split that into two different allocations and now move them independently. A very little thing, very handy, very simple. First thing that I want to show before I forget is that you can, of course, do an undo. So if I do the undo, now the allocation goes back to what it was before. Let's move on and do a second one. A number of customers have asked us to be able to somehow include one of the allocations into a second, meaning that, for example, here I have a small task here and I have a longer allocation, and I want to be able to make sure that the longer allocation gets split into two, but this time taking into consideration the length of the other one, which might be a holiday, might be a break during the day, uh, whatever you wish to do. So now I am going to select both of them. Now, as you can see, this second function has become active. I can simply press that again. And now, as you can see, between those two allocations, the magic has happened. The second longer allocation got split and included the time of the other shorter allocation in between the two. Before to do the next operation, I'm gonna undo again. And now take one of them, one of the two allocations, copy it, and then go down here, select a construction site and do the paste. And as a result of doing that paste now, the same allocation has been copied down here. Let me do that again, but now I will select both allocations, copy, go again on the construction site burn, and paste again. And now magically I do have both allocations which have been pasted into the construction site burn. So before I get to the next one, let me undo the action again. Okay, now things are going to become very interesting. Um, Let me select the short allocation here. Let me do a get. So what that means that I'm actually getting from this allocation the position and the duration of the allocation. I'm going to go down here where I have four allocations of different type of resources. I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to use this button set. And as you can see, they have inherited the duration and the position of the original allocation from which I performed the action get. This is really useful stuff. Let me undo this again. By the way, one thing I forgot to tell you, of course you had an undo, but you also have a redo function. And this function is independent from what you do on the rest of the time ball, meaning it's a memory of the action that you have performed with the adjuster. Any other allocation you have performed in the meantime, or adjustment that you have done manually or in any other way, you can still undo what you've done with the adjuster. Now, what we're going to do is to get really serious and use a split into work hours functions, which allows you to make actually shifts. So you turn the adjuster on its backside and you decide that, for example, you want to take one of the allocations or more than one of the allocations and apply a certain shift. So you want to have Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays as your days, and then you want to say that you want to apply a shift which is from 10 to 11, and then you add it. So now you have this 10 to 11 shift. You press done. You select one or more allocations. So for example, the electrician for those 2 weeks, and then you split that into shifts. So that now applies to the selected electrician. If we look at any of those allocations, they're exactly from 10 to 11, and they are on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the allocation that we had selected. And let me undo for a moment and then show you that, of course, I can do more. I'll go back on the back side. I'm going to add a shift for the afternoon from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So I add it. Now I have two shifts from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Press done. So now it is available. I'm going to select those 4 resources, which are there for 2 weeks, and I'm going to split the work hours. So now you have the morning and afternoon shift, morning 10 to 11, afternoon from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to undo that so that you have the original situation. And so to recap, you can split, you can include one into the other, you can copy, paste one or multiple allocations, you can get data as the position and duration of an allocation and apply that to as many other allocations you wish. You can set shifts and apply that to any group of allocations that you have selected. That's all for now. Thank you.